Guys, what's up? This is Nayan here from Barrack Solutions, and today in this Raspberry Pi tutorial we will learn how we can install the Rasbian operating system on our Raspberry Pi. This is the default operating system which Raspberry Pi offers us. So you need to go to raspberrypi.org, go to the download section, and over there you will have the Rasbian VZ. This is the operating system that we are looking for. You will have two links, one is the torrent link and second is the direct download link. I would suggest you go for the direct download link. Just click on it and it should take you to a new link. So now over here it should start downloading the operating system within few seconds, and as you can see it has started. It is approximately 484 MB. Once you download the zip file, you will have something like this with the date and the operating system name with the file extension, that is .zip. When you extract this particular .zip file, you will have another .img file, and this .img file is the file which we are going to make use of. Now we will learn how we can make a bootable SD card on our Windows machine. For that we require a simple software, that is Win32 Disk Imager. Now this is a software which is available for free on SourceForge. So I have posted the link in the description as well in the video itself. Just visit that link and download this particular zip file. Once you download this particular zip file, you'll have something like this. You'll have this particular zip file and you need to extract the files from this particular zip file. So let's do that. Let's extract to the Win32 Disk Imager folder which I have made on my desktop. And as you can see, the files have been extracted. Now our next job is to connect the SD card itself. So just take the SD card and connect it to your Windows machine, and as soon as you connect it you will be given a pop-up, that is the autoplay pop-up. So just cancel it and then just go to the Windows Disk Image folder and open up the Win32 Disk Imager software. Click on yes, ignore the warning, and then we have the software over here. Let me just zoom in. Now you need to browse the image file, so just click on this blue button and you should have the .img file which we extracted from the Rasbian zip file. So just select this .img file and click on save and then select the device. Now my device is a Y drive, and so I have already selected the Y drive. This is the drive of your SD card, so make sure that you have selected the right drive. Once you select your device, just click on write and click on yes, and then just wait for few seconds. As you can see, the SD card has been written successfully. So just eject your SD card. I'll just do that. Give me a second. Once you eject your SD card, this is now a bootable SD card which you made from your Windows machine. Now we'll learn how we can make a bootable SD card on a Linux machine. So connect your SD card to your Linux machine, and once you connect it, it will autoplay. As you can see, it autoplays, and then just close this window. After that, go to the applications menu, and over there you need to go to accessories and select terminal. Now in the terminal we will do our main stuff. Now we need to check how many pen drives or devices are connected to our machine. So type in sudo space fdisk space -l. When you do that, you get all the devices that are connected, and concentrate on the second device. This is the device which is the 8 GB pen drive that I am having and which is connected to my machine. It is SDB. This is the device which has a partition SDB1. So we need to unmount this particular partition. what we will do is we will type in sudo umount space /dev / and then we'll type in sdb1. When you do that, the device gets unmounted, and after that the main code we need to type, and that is sudo space dd space bs equals to 4 capital M space if equals to the tilde sign, the /, and then I have the desktop and then /, and then I will type in the name of my Rasbian operating system, and that is, let me just rename it. So I'll just copy the whole name and then I will paste it in here, and I have taken desktop because that's the best location, so you should also be choosing desktop. After you type in the location, give a space and then type in off and then type in equals to /dev /sdb, and make sure it is sdb, the main disk itself. Just press enter and your SD card should start getting written with the files. It will take approximately 2 minutes, so I will be back once it is done. So as you can see, it is showing that the files have been copied and it took 125 seconds, that's approximately 2 minutes. Now you can directly eject the device, that's the SD card, and there we go. So we have a bootable SD card now. So that's how you make a bootable SD card from your Linux machine, and for your information, I was running Ubuntu operating system. In order to make your SD card bootable, if you're using a Macintosh, you need to first connect your SD card to your Macintosh. Then go to the Spotlight and search for disk utility. Open disk utility. I'm sorry for that. Again go to the Spotlight, search for disk utility. Open the application disk utility, and in disk utility you will have the SD card detected, and inside the SD card you can see Untitled. Now that is the partition of my SD card. So make sure you select the main SD card which contains all the partitions. Now go to Raise and select MS-DOS FAT from the drop down menu and give any name you want, and then click on Raise. This will completely format your SD card and remove all the data from it. Once the data has been raised, go to Spotlight again and search for terminal. Open up terminal. I don't know why it comes into the finder, but just go to the Spotlight and open up the terminal application. Now when you're in the terminal application, you can see I have my Rasbian operating system img file on my desktop. So type in cd space desktop, and now you're in the desktop of your Macintosh inside the terminal. Now we need to get the list of all the devices that are connected to my Macintosh. So I will type in disk util space list, and then I press enter. I get two disks, one is disk 0 and other is disk 1. Disk 0 is my main hard drive of my Macintosh and disk 1 is my SD card. I can easily make out from the size of my disk 1. So now what I have to do, I have to unmount this particular disk so that I can write my operating system files on my SD card. So what I will do is I will type in sudo space umount space disk 1, and when I do that you can see it says not currently mounted, and I select disk 1 because I have got an identifier named disk 1. Now what I will do, I have also got an identifier named disk 1 s1. In order to remove that unmount that particular identifier or subpartition, I will type in sudo space disk util space umount space disk 1 s1. and when I press enter, you can see the volume Untitled on disk 1 S1 has been unmounted. Now the main command will come, that is sudo space dd space bs equals to 1m space if equals to, now just copy the file name of the Raspbian operating system and then just paste it, then give a space and type in OF, I'm sorry for that, then give a space and type in OF equals to /dev /disk1 and then press enter. But I said disk1 because I want the operating system files all on the main disk and not on the sub partitions. That's why I have written disk1. Now press enter and it should take about 327 seconds approximately to load up all the files. So I'll be back after 5 minutes. So as you can see, the SD card has been written successfully and the terminal gives us data that it took exactly 327.846976 seconds and it transferred some amount of bytes of data. The files have been written successfully on the SD card. So just eject your SD card now and now you can use it for your Raspberry Pi. So this is the Raspberry Pi now and we are gonna connect the connections for it. So first we will connect the HDMI slot. So we have the HDMI wire down over there and we'll get it connected. So just connect the HDMI wire and just push it in, and don't worry if you're thinking that it will break, just push it in and push the HDMI cable on your television. It's right over here in my case, or on your screen, whichever you're using. I'm using my television. So just connect the HDMI cable. Now take the 5 volt 700 milliamp hour output charger or micro USB power slot and connect it, and don't switch it on yet. Then take your SD card so I have my SD card over here, it's the 8 GB, and then just connect it like that, and that's nice and good. Now you need a keyboard also if you are using the Rasbian operating system. So just give me a second, I'll get my keyboard in. So this is the USB cable of my keyboard and I will just connect it in, and that's my keyboard right over there. So that's pretty good, and that's it. That's nothing else is required, and I'll just boot it in. Now when you switch it on, you will see the red light, and on your television screen you'll have tons of codes that will come. Don't worry about that. That's all the files that are getting loaded up, and this is how Linux operating system works always, so don't get scared with these codes. So as you can see, it is giving us some options. Now what we need to do is change the locale and the time zone. So go to the change_locale and press enter, and do all these with the help of your keyboard. And when you click on the change locale, you will observe that you get the option to change the locale, that's your location, that's what I mean. So select, let me select India. Actually it's the keyboard, so let's go to, actually I'll go with the English Great Britain because that's the language that we use in India, so I'll go for that. And okay, many packages in Debian. Okay, I selected the right one, that's fine. And after you select, it will take some time to load up, so don't worry about that. You can see at the bottom it's loading up the files right over here with those 3 dots. And now the locale has been selected. Now we can change our time zone, and that's really very important. because it depends from place to place. So we are living in India, so we'll select Kolkata and we need to browse for that. Okay, we'll go to Asia, and in Asia we'll just browse down to Kolkata right over there. Just select it, and once that is done, you need to select the expand_root fs, and the root partition will get resized. After that, you just have to select finish, and once you click on finish, it will ask you, would you like to reboot now? Let me just zoom on it. It will ask you, would you like to reboot, and select yes, we want to reboot. Now it will again go with tons of codes of lines, so just don't worry about that. Just wait till it reboots. All those beginners are gonna enjoy this because this will be a great learning for them about Linux. As you can see, it takes quite a lot of time to load up the files, and if you have used Windows and Mac, you will observe that these files are loaded up in the background and you cannot see them. But for Linux, it's a different case. Now as you can see, it is showing us Raspberry login. So type in pi and then click on enter, and then type in Raspberry, that's the password, and then click on enter, and you should get the root access of your Pi, that's the Raspberry Pi. Now you need to type in start X. That's the command that will help you start the operating system. Just click on enter and you're through. Your operating system should begin any moment. I'll just change the location of my camera. So we have the desktop and it's loaded up. So that's your Rasbian operating system running on your Raspberry Pi. Now if you want to shut down the operating system, first connect your mouse. I've got a USB mouse, so I'll just connect this. This is the mouse, and just connect it to your Raspberry Pi. Once you connect it, you get the access to the Raspbian operating system with your mouse. As you can see, I am using my mouse, and then just go to the bottom right over here where we have a red symbol which says log out. Just click on it and click on log out again. Once you do that, you need to type a new command now. Let me just zoom in so that you can see clearly. Okay, the command is shutdown space -h space now, and click on enter. Now it is asking that you should have root privileges, so just type in sudo space shutdown -h space now. As you can see, you get the administrative privileges, and you can now finally shut down your Raspberry Pi. Just wait, it has not shut down yet. Okay, so it is finally shut down, and on your Raspberry Pi it will just show you a red LED glowing. So now you can just switch off your micro USB power, and that is it. That's how you shut down your Raspberry Pi. So that's it with this video, guys. I hope you liked it. Please rate, comment, subscribe, and visit techbarrack.com.